Some letters are never meant to be sent. They're meant to find their way back to the person who wrote them. May I offer you a small experiment? If you have a piece of paper nearby, or perhaps a page waiting patiently in a notebook, I'd like to invite you to write a letter, not to another person, to yourself. Not to the person you have been, but to the one you are still becoming. It doesn't have to be practical. It doesn't even have to feel possible. Just let your heart answer before your mind interrupts. If nothing in this world tried to convince you to become smaller, who would you become? Or what would make you awake each morning with quiet excitement? Instead of quiet endurance. What would your days be filled with? If no one else's expectations were allowed to write them. What would you create? If success wasn't something to chase, but something you slowly grew into. What kind of place would your soul finally be able to exhale? Who would you become if fear simply forgot your address? Write as though no one else will ever read it. Because perhaps no one ever should. Sometimes we mistake silence for not knowing, but often we've simply become so accustomed to ignoring ourselves that our own voice begins to sound unfamiliar. And then the pen touches the paper, the noise softens, the world grows quieter. And beneath all the expectations, all the urgency, all the borrowed opinions, a voice you've almost forgotten begins to speak. When you've finished, fold the letter. Place it somewhere safe. Then leave it there. Perhaps for months, perhaps for years. One ordinary afternoon, you may find your way back to it, and you may discover that some of those impossible dreams have quietly become ordinary parts of your life. Not because life suddenly became easy, but because every time you returned to that dream, instead of abandoning it, you quietly became the person capable of living it. dreams don't ask us to become different people. They ask us to become more completely ourselves. Take gentle care of yourself until we meet again. And may something beautiful find you.